Hello, Simon. I don't know whether you were around yesterday when we were starting on this number. But if you're not, still fine. Kindly confirm, Simon, if you can hear me, so that I continue from where I stopped. You can chat me or you can mute. Simon. Simon, kindly confirm if you can hear me, so that I start. I see you, Simon.
Yes.
Okay. So I was saying, I started on this number yesterday. I intend us to have as many discussions as possible, at least every day, excluding weekends. Weekends, I'm also a bit busy. But if all factors are held constant, like electricity, especially in my area, I intend us to discuss every day. We shall be covering several topics, and among which we are looking at cash flows first. I chose cash flows first because it is one of the easiest topics that anyone can attempt, and that will be easier for us to understand and get used to each other, since the questions are easy to frame and they help us develop our confidence going forward. So I had started on this number, and I don't intend to repeat the part I already covered. I shared the video. I hope you guys saw it. Okay. Otherwise, I had talked about the cash book ledger, how it looks like. And I told you it looks like this. This is a two-column cash book. We have three types. We have a single column, two column, and a three column. Okay, for a single column, you are looking at either cash transactions only or bank transactions only. Then for double is where you have cash and bank. Then for a three column is where you have discount involved, discount received or discount allowed. So discount received is always on the credit side because this is an income. So usually it's on the credit side. Then discount allowed is an expense. So it's always on the debit side of the cash book. I think there's a noise here. Kindly a moment, let these cars pass by, then we can start.
Now we cannot get you clearly. Too much noise in the background.
Okay, I hope it's better now. Where I stay or where I can get at least this facility, the internet and this PC and discuss for you guys. This is the only place I have. So the noise will come in, but I always try to at least maybe cut it off for some time. Then the noise can reduce. Then we proceed. So I pray that you bear with me going forward. So I was saying we're looking at okay, a three-column cash book. I told you. Well, it involves discounts. Now, since we're looking at two-column cash book, I intend to stick on that, and we go forward. So with the two-column cash book, there's a unique entry which we call the contra, where you have cash and bank transactions involved. and for a specific transaction, you find that the debit is in cash and the credit is in bank, or alternatively, the debit is in bank and the credit is in cash. So that's the contra. I intend to continue from where I stopped. I stopped at this part. I think it was 20th. Yes, 20th. Withdrawing 1 million from the bank and put it in the cash book for the payment of cash expenses. I told you this is a scenario where you withdraw money for business use. So when you withdraw money for business use, guys, kindly mute. Okay, I've started. I will be allowing you guys to unmute and ask your questions at intervals. So for now, kindly mute and allow me to proceed with the presentation I intended to. So those guys joining, please mute. Okay. Javier, please mute. And maybe a kind of reminder, the links I have only cover 40 minutes, so I don't intend us to misuse them by always reminding you to do what you have to do. So please, going forward. So I was saying, this is a scenario where you're withdrawing cash for business use. Now, here, that means that you go to the bank and you withdraw money. When you get this money, you take it to the office. So then from office, you spend that money accordingly. Okay. So the entries that we pass when you withdraw money for office use or business use, of course, the bank is reducing. Remember, I told you when we talk of these entries, always concentrate on 5 items, the 5 elements of a balance sheet or financial statements, where we look at the expenses, income, assets, liabilities, and equity. Those 5, all these statements that you see here, their accounts fall within those 5. So when you identify where they fall, it's easier for you to know whether you're supposed to debit or credit accordingly, whether it's either increasing or reducing. So specifically, if I may talk about the statement, we're saying we're withdrawing cash. We all know that cash and bank, these are usually asset items, with the exception of bank when it's an overdraft, then it becomes a liability. Okay, so then I told you that for all assets, they have a normal debit balance. And because they have a normal debit balance, the opening balance will always be on the debit side. And when they're increasing, they increase with the debit entry. Then when they're reducing, they reduce with the credit entry. That is similar with the expense account. Then for the other 3, where we talk about either revenues, or sometimes call themselves or incomes, then liabilities and equity. Those ones behave opposite, that they have a normal credit balance, they increase with the credit entry, and they decrease the debit entry. So here, since we're talking about the cash book, and we're only interested in one account, we're saying cash is an asset. So when it is increasing, we shall debit. Okay, so when you withdraw money from the bank and you take it to the cash balance will increase automatically. So when it increases, you're saying you're going to debit. Then for the bank, because you're removing some money from the bank, okay, from your bank account is reducing, and it's an asset, we are saying you're crediting. Okay, so that's the 20. That's the transaction I'm talking about. 20th, withdrew 1 million from bank. I can highlight it just for you guys to follow that thing in bold. Okay, I was telling you that for any accounting statement, always first identify the accounts involved. Like in this particular case, we know it is cash and bank account involved. So we know which one to debit and which one to credit accordingly from what I've explained. So I've told you that you're going to credit bank because the money is reducing in the bank account, and we're debiting cash because our cash at hand is increasing. So, and this is what I passed as the last entry, 20th December. The bank, okay, not the bank. When you look at the cash book under the bank, I mean the cash column, we are saying we debited it. Yeah? So that's why it has a debit entry. That's the 1 million. Where is the money coming from? It's coming from the bank account. Okay. Then when you look at the bank column, when you look at your bank account, you're saying the bank column on the credit side, because we are crediting the bank. Go there, you'll find the amount, which is 1 million. And where is it coming from? It's coming from cash account. Okay. That's what I've just explained. So I'm going to move on to the next transaction, and we see how we can conclude on this number. So that was 20th. So on 22nd, we're saying we paid, okay, maybe to remind you, for cash book transactions, or when you're talking about the cash book, prepare a cash book. The transactions you're involved or that we're interested in are only cash and bank transactions. Okay, where you buy something and you pay immediately, where you incur any cost and you pay immediately, or where you make a service and they pay you immediately. That's where we're interested. Cash and bank transactions only. So when I got this transaction, they're saying 22nd, we paid 2 million by check for retirement loan. So 22nd, we paid 2 million by check for retirement loan. So now you ask yourself, retirement loan, what is it? Do you think retirement loan is a business transaction or an individual's transaction? You can come through. Feel free to talk about it. You can contribute. Retirement loan, what do you think? Was this guy paying for himself or paying for, or the business was paying for, how can I put it? Did the owner of the business, okay, maybe, did the owner of the business pay this money for his own use or he paid this money for the business use? When they tell you retirement loan, what do they mean? If someone may try to contribute to this. Guys, feel free to share. And then once in a while you contribute small. Okay, seems there's no contribution. Now here we are saying another the business is paying money. That's the most important thing. What is it paying for? It's a loan. Okay, because for retirement loans, I think this place is getting noisy. This place is getting noisy. Okay, what I'm saying here on 20th, the two accounts that are involved is the bank account and the retirement loan account. Okay, so someone is paying for the loan. That means that the guy got a loan before. Okay, and now he's trying to repay. Oh, how can I put it? Is he trying to repay? Yes, he's trying to repay. He's trying to clear the loan. So in that regard, what happens is the bank account is involved, yes, and the loan account is involved. So what we do, because you're making a payment, to reduce your bank, therefore we shall credit the bank account and debit the loan. Okay, as simple as that. Always look at the easiest part. The easiest part is when you look at the bank. But if you choose to look at the loan, always remember that loans are liabilities, and because they are liabilities, when you're reducing the loan, you always debit it. When you're increasing the loan, you always credit. So that is it. So I'm going to pass the entries. I don't intend to write the journals. I've talked about it. I've said it. So I hope it can click in your mind, like you're seeing it, that we are going to credit bank and debit the loan. So come to the cash book. I already told you that the cash book represents the bank account and the cash account. So we are crediting. Go on the credit side, bank column, put the money. How much was involved? I forgot to check that. It's 2 million. So come and say 2 million. Okay. By doing this, you're crediting the bank.
Open the asset. So let us go back to.
Then you ask yourself which other account is involved. It is the loan account. So come and say loan account, or you can call it retirement loan. Whatever the case may be, to be the same thing. Then the date was 22nd. Right, kindly mute. Kindly mute. So like I already told you, with cash book, they are only interested in the single entry in one transaction. Okay, in how can I put it? In one entry. Guys, please. Guys, you're disrupting us, man. Kindly mute. Guys, please, when you join, mute. You're disrupting the whole thing. Juliet, please mute. Juliet, mute your microphone. Guys, I already told you that I have a short period on this link, so it is going to elapse anytime. So if I'm going to spend time muting people, you're doing us a disservice. So going forward, so I was telling you, with the cash book, they're only interested in a single entry, the entry concerning the cash or the bank transaction. That's the only entry they're concerned with. So I've just passed one entry, and that's it on 22nd. So we're going to move forward still. So the next one is 25th. Please feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Don't unmute. Put it in the chat. I will check it out. 25th. 25th, you're saying we sold land inherited from his father. We sold land inherited from his father for 10 million cash and invested the money into the business. So what we're interested in is not the land, we are only interested in the money that he brought into the business. And because he's investing this money, this is what we call capital. So ideally the accounts involved here is the cash account and the capital account. So because money is coming through, we are going to debit cash and credit capital. So but we're not interested in the capital bit, we're interested in only the cash bit. We are going to debit. Okay. Guys, I already shared these questions with everyone, at least with your leaders. But nevertheless, I'll share the questions as soon as this part is done, because I can't share it now. So what was I saying? So we're interested only in the cash transaction. So I'll go and look at the cash, my cash book. We are debiting. So come to the cash column on the debit side and pass the money. Let me confirm the amount that's involved. It's 10 million. So come and put the 10 million on the debit side, cash column. Okay, 10 million. So then you're asking yourself, which other account is involved? It was the capital account. So come and pass the capital account. Let's just make it organized. Allow me to say this, because my work is getting disorganized. Preferably, just in a moment. I hope it's fine here. So that's the 10 million. Now with this one.
Yeah. Show me is coming in a few.
Guys, we are mob students. You can't be really struggling with just unmuting or muting. Guys, respect yourselves, please. Mute. You're disorganizing me. Please mute. If you have any questions, please chat. I'll be checking them out. And if I need you guys to speak, I'll still tell you. Okay, so kindly mute as soon as you join. So I hope we are fine with the 10 million, the capital entry. So the date was 23rd, is it? Let me confirm. It is 25th. Okay, so come and put 25th, the date. Okay, guys, as easy as that. So I'm going to the next transaction. The next transaction says 27. How can it be difficult to unmute you guys or to mute? 27th, we received a cash of 100,000 and a check of 2 million from a data. Okay, and banked both cash and check. So here, it is easy. The account involved is the cash account and the debtors account, what we call the trade receivables account. So because you're receiving money, you're saying just debit cash. That's an easy entry. The opposite entry, which is a credit, will automatically go to the trade debtors account. As easy as that. So if it is cash, put it in the cash column. If it is a check or bank, put it in the bank column. Okay. So here, the trick or the hardest bit here is the issue of the check. That when somebody receives the check, it's not the same as when he has banked the check. Okay, they're different. When somebody receives the check, the entries are you will debit cash. Hear me clearly. When somebody receives the check, you will debit cash and credit the trade receivables account or the debtors account. Then when that person banks the check, that's when you do what? You credit bank and debit. Sorry, you credit cash and debit bank. So having said that, let me first deal with the cash bit. 100,000 from a data. So we all know that you're going to debit cash and credit the debtors account. I'm only interested in the cash transaction. That's the debit. Guys, please mute. 100,000. 100,000 is from a data. So you can say trade debtors account, or allow me use TR, meaning trade receivables account. Okay. Or you can say accounts receivable. Allow me use that. So this was on 27th. Okay, I've received the cash. That's the transaction you do for the cash book.
Hey!
Good. Okay. Going forward, then the next part was we received a check. This 2 million check. Now, that's what I was saying. What happens is you will debit cash with 2 million. Okay, where is the money coming from? Of course, the same thing, the trade debtors account or the trade receivables account, or you can say account receivable. Okay, it's the same date. Okay, I'm just dealing with the cash transaction, so I'm not interested in what happens in the trade debtors account. So by doing this, I'm done by receiving the check. Now the other task is to bank the check. That's what they said, right? 27. They said from here and banked both cash and check. So what happens is you come and now bank. So when you go to the bank, the first thing you do is when we are banking now, you can deal with cash first. When I bank cash, I'm going to reduce cash, therefore credit cash, and debit bank because money has gone to the bank. So it's the same day. Okay, so you come here and say on the credit side, beg your pardon, the credit side. So cash here. So come, we're dealing with 100,000 first. So I'll deal with 100,000 first. I'm taking it to the bank. So the account involved is the bank account. Okay, which date? It is 27th December. Okay, then I also have the check that I received. Now I'm taking it to the bank. So also the check, the same thing. Okay, maybe to pass the actual entry here also, the second entry for banking the cash. I'll come on the bank column and receive that money. Okay, when you deposit the money, of course, it goes to the bank account. So the bank account increases. So I'll come to the bank column and receive that 100,000. This is 100,000. Where is the money coming from? It's coming from the cash account. Okay, when was it? It was on 27th, same date. Okay, now we go back to the check that we received. Like I told you, at the receipt of a check, although they have said check, you don't debit bank, you rather credit cash. Now, after you credit cash, when you go and bank that check, that's when you recognize the what? The cash. As you can appreciate these entries, when somebody is going to bank, it is a contra because cash is involved and the bank is involved. So I forgot maybe to put here the word contra or the C to represent contra. I can put it. Okay. So going back to the check. So same story. You come and reduce your cash by crediting therefore the 2 million. Okay. Which account is involved? The money is going to the bank account. Okay, remember it's a contra. Okay, what's the date? The same date, 27th December. So come and receive the money in your bank. That's the second entry, 2 million. Okay, where is the money coming from? It is coming from cash. Okay, it is also contra. What's the date? The same date, 27th December. So by doing this, I've dealt with the transaction on 27th, which said we received a check and cash from the trade debtors. When we received those two, when we received the cash and the check, we went and banked those. So these are the entries, guys. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I'll be able to respond. So that's 27th. So I'm going on to the 30th or to the 30th transaction. On 30th, they're saying we used the business cash for a social evening with his friend at the club. Now, where you use company assets or money for your personal stuff, we call that drawings. I hope you know that. So with drawings, you're saying because cash is reducing in our business, therefore I'll call it cash. Okay. Then and debit drawings, as easy as that. So, but like I've already told you, with the cash book, if they want only the cash book, they are only interested in the cash transaction. So I'm only interested in the credit of the cash. So I'll come to the cash book, go to the credit side under the cash column, okay, and pass that money. It is 300,000. Okay. Where is the money coming from? Like I told you, the other account that is involved is drawings. Okay, when was it? It was on 30th December. So by passing all these transactions, I'm done with my cash book transactions. So the next task was to balance it off. So I know this is our first discussion, but since we have covered, I believe you guys have covered all the lectures, you should be able to balance off a ledger or a T account. So nevertheless, I'm still going to do it here, demonstrate, and you guys maybe pick a leaf from there. So this is our cash book. So what you do is when you're balancing off a cash book, especially a two-column cash book, you concentrate on one at a time. For example, now I'm going to concentrate at the cash balances at right now. So you look on the debit side of the cash column, okay? Then you look on the credit side of the cash column, okay? Then, having looked at both, given the figures, you can choose to just add, but personally I can just look at them and know that this side is bigger and this side is smaller. But nevertheless, you can just add both sides and get to know which one is the biggest. So for example, I'm going to start with this side. Allow me extract my Excel. I will use Excel for, but if you can see the figures, guys, feel free to add so that we have the same thing. You can be able to know what I'm doing. So we're adding the debit side to see what's the total there. I'm balancing off the cash book. Okay, feel free to use the calculator and add these things and see what you have. So with me, my debit side, I have on my debit side, I have a total of 23.1 million. I don't know what you have. I have 23.1 million. Then on my credit side, I also have a total of 11 million. So clearly the debit side is bigger than the credit side. So how we balance them off is you always get the total of the bigger side, put it first. So if I put it first, this is my cash book. My total, like I told it, is 100,000. Okay, that's my total on the debit side, and the totals will always be the same on the debit side and the credit side. So come on your credit side and also put the same total, 100,000. Okay, that's my total on the credit side. So I ask myself, what should I add on the credit side so that I have a total of 23? So you just get the difference between what you have on the credit. Like I already told you, I had 11 million. I don't know what you have. Okay, the difference between 23.1 and 11.05 is 12 million. So the 12 million is my balancing figure. 12 million. 050. That's my balancing figure. So this is what we call the balance carried down. Okay, or sometimes it's called the closing balance. So that's my that's my cash balance. I've balanced off the cash book, the cash column. If there are any questions, please ask them now, because I'm going to now talk about balancing off the bank. It's the same logic, the same way also. Please chat the questions for purposes of being organized. Okay, so if I got the bank, the balancing of the bank balances is the same story. You look at the debit side of the bank and the credit side of the bank, then you get the totals for each. The biggest total is the one that takes the total for all. It's the one that represents the total for all. So my bank that I have here is
Tyre Mountain to walk on.
guys, please mute. So the total I have on the debit side is 8.6. Okay, I can look at now the credit side. My credit side of the bank, I have a total of it is 7.6. That's my total on the credit side of the bank. So meaning that the debit side is bigger. So the total that I'll put in my cash book on the bank column to be on the debit side, the first one. So I'll come to my totals. I have 8.6. You can confirm the figures on your calculator, but they should be correct, I believe. Then, and I'm saying the same total should be on the credit side. So I'll come on the credit side of the bank column and put also the same total as 8.6. So I try to balance it off. So like I've told you, on the credit, the real entries that I have, they add up to 7.6. Okay. So the difference is the balancing figure, and the balancing figure is what we call the balance carried down. It is 1 million. So I'll come and put balance carried down 1 million. Okay, as simple as that. You guys, by this I'm done. There are no questions in the chat, so I believe you guys have understood what I've just done. Okay, your group leaders or your course leaders have my contact, so feel free to reach me on WhatsApp. I'll be able to respond to any queries regarding to this presentation that I've shared. I'll be sharing these videos just for those who have missed out. Then you can ask me any questions as we go forward. I intend to look at preparing financial statements in the next discussion. So I've covered cash book. No, I think I shouldn't look at that. I should first look at bank reconciliation. We shall look at bank reconciliation first before we look at preparing the financial statements. So this is today is Friday. So on Monday we shall look at preparing the bank reconciliation statement. So guys, thank you for coming through. I hope you shall benefit from each other as far as these discussions are concerned. So bear with me with any challenges. I'm in a village, so power usually goes off. So that's why there's always rescheduling the period and time. But I pray that you bear as we try to benefit from each other.
Excuse me, Mr. Andrew.
Excuse me. Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Andrew.
Please go ahead.
Please, I beg, can I have